one person who will be able to lift the Premier League trophy for the final time, that is, if he leaves England, which is highly expected, would be Sergio Aguero. I find this amazing, Robbo, that he's only made the PFA Team of the Year on 2 occasions. The first time was in 2018. Can you believe that?
No, that's an incredible stat, and it's a stat that I didn't know, I wasn't aware of. But I think, in all honesty, you look at what he's done since he's been in the Premier League. You talk about the Premier League's top strikers that have been there over the history. You look at Shearer, you look at Henry, you know, he's up there. Sergio Aguero is up there with the best of those strikers. And I think you look at the goals that he's scored, his record, it's up there to match a lot of them. You know, the Premier League has been blessed with some very, very talented, some good strikers. You know, the likes of Henry, Cantona, people like that. We talk about Bergkamp, that level of striker. And Aguero, for me, is up there. He's one of the best that's played in the Premier League. And we've been very, very fortunate to watch him over the years. I think he's been a fantastic servant for the club and for the Premier League. And let's be honest, he's created one of the most iconic moments ever in Premier League history with that goal and the commentary against QPR. It's something that we'll all remember forever.
Yeah, the notes presented to him just earlier this week. Danny, what do you reckon about that? It's 2017, 2018 and 2018, 2019 seasons. The only time Aguero has been PFA Team of the Year. He scored 184 league goals, the most by a player for a single club in this division. That is just astounding.
It is. I've just been trying to think in my head why that might have happened a few times. I know that he got injured a couple of times at the point where, you know, drifting towards the back half of the season, where when you're voting sometimes, the players who are banging them in the moment or in that month previous come to your mind before you actually go, you don't think too hard about it and go back. A lot of the players fill in those forms quite quickly while you're having your lunch or whatever it is. But the fact he's only been it once, it doesn't seem fair.
Twice.
But ultimately, he won't care. I mean, I don't think his legacy is there forever now, and the numbers are just phenomenal, what he's done. The numbers are actually... And one thing I think he deserves credit for, and I'm sure he has been fuming a few times when he's been left out, but there was a game recently where they scored, I think it was the Madrid game, actually, and he was on the bench. He was warming up, because he was on the bench, and when they all come to the side, I could see him jumping in the pylon to celebrate. And it actually made me think, wow, you know, this is a guy who's scored all those goals for City, helped them become successful. He probably knows he won't play in the final. He's hardly played a minute all season, and he's still in the middle of it, having a pylon. You know, that seems maybe a small thing, but I think that says a lot about him, because I wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Danny, sorry, Adam, I actually, it's interesting you say that, because at the cup final, he looked like a dejected man. He wasn't part of most of the celebrations, but going back to the way that he plays, I think there's been a shift in the way that he actually plays over the last couple of months, well, since he's got back to fitness, where he's actually starting to play more like one of the front three rather than a number 9. And I think that when you're talking about the final, when you see the goals that he scored today, I reckon he's got a chance of being on the pitch. Whether he won't start, that's unlikely. I reckon he will figure in the final, because he's changed the style of play, and he's looked more like a dangerous Aguero in the last few games that he's played than I've seen in a long time, put it that way.
Yeah. Just to clarify, it is twice that he's been in the PFA Team of the Year, 2017, 2018 and the 2018-2019 seasons.